Hey you guys, good morning, good morning. So I have been diligently creating some junk journal bundles. Um, I'm not sure if I would call it a kit. I guess it's probably a kit. It's quite a gathering of supplies. Anyway, so I've been going back and forth about whether or not I wanted to make some more like binder journals, or if I wanted to do some like vintage readers and make those into some journals. I decided I would go ahead and, I'm trying to de-stash a little bit. So, so I thought that making some bundles slash kits, I'm going to call them kits, okay? Even though I'm resistant to it. Anyway, I decided to go for the kits. And it's all Carla's fault. It really is. It's Carla's fault. So, she and I I'm talking about Carla Frizzell. So she and I talk every now and then, kind of about our creativity and where we're heading and that kind of thing. And we bounce ideas off of each other quite a bit. So anyway, so I told her I wanted to do these kits. And I've done them before, and I felt like they just, didn't really hit home. So, and she buys kits sometimes. And so I just kind of wanted to know from her, like, what do you look for in a kit? Because I've never bought a junk journal kit before. I've never bought one. So, I don't know. But I've watched tons of videos of people that sell them, and people that have purchased them and unboxed them and that kind of thing. And so I thought I had a pretty good idea. But then when it comes down to it, it's like, oh my God, like, what do you put in there? Everything but the kitchen sink, apparently. Because what she told me was, just pretend like you're going to make the journal and pull out all the stuff that you would use, and then just put it all in a kit. So that's kind of what I did. And I wound up with quite a display of stuff. So anyways, I wanted to just give you guys an idea of what is of what's in here, okay? And it's gonna be fun. It'll be fun, you'll see. So there's a fabric pack. There's basically what I'm calling a page pack, and then another page pack, and then a couple of, like, I don't know, add-on additional embellishment type of things, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. So anyways, I'll just get into it. This may wind up being a little bit prolonged because there are 6 of them. They're all pretty much the same, except for when it comes to the ephemera pack. Those are all a little bit different. So I think what I'll do is kind of run through the ephemera pack on each one, and maybe this pack right here, this other bag of stuff right here. The fabric is all pretty much the same. Yeah, so okay, so then the other thing that I was concerned about, I'm going to kind of move some of this stuff, and I'll try not to make so much noise. New software for my webcam, and it's kind of nice, although yeah, I'm still not able to pause the video. Anyway, let me take this sticker off of here. So the other concern was I wanted to use these binders. Now these are binders that I have been kind of hoarding because I love them, and they're gorgeous. They're just beautiful. They're well loved, and these are the older of the binders that I've had, and you know, so I kind of wanted to make them into journals. But, you know, it's like I can't make everything into journals. I can't. And part of that, you know, well, anyways, some of them are 3 rings, some are 5 rings. But, so this one happens to be a Better Homes and Gardens new cookbook. So part of my dilemma was, do I leave all the pages in them, or do I kind of share the pages amongst all of the kits, right? Because I was going to do a separate kit for some of these other cookbooks. So I wanted these to be sort of like a farmhouse, schoolhouse type of feeling, because I don't know, I'm just kind of attracted to that lately, and it seems like a lot of other people are too. And so I was just inspired by some flashcards that I got recently, so I'll show those to you. But anyway, so what I wound up doing was gutting the cookbooks. I basically, the base of all of these is going to be cookbooks, okay? So I took some of these cookbooks that were bound books, I gutted them, and I took out the contents of the binders, and then I split that stuff out amongst all 6 kits, okay? So each kit is going to have a page pack that consists of pages from all of the books that are in all 6 journals. So that, well, there's a double. There's 2 of the same and a couple of them. So, but you'll see what I'm talking about, because I know there's 2 of these. Anyway, so let me just kind of give you an idea of what's in the page pack. So you're going to get a couple of signatures from each book, okay? So these are, oh my gosh, what book are these from? I think these are from the Better Homes and Gardens one. Yeah. So you're just going to get a couple of signatures and the dividers that came with it. And then there's another cookbook that I can't remember the name of it, but I'm going to show it to you. So basically, you know, you get a couple, there's a, oh, it's the Treasury of Cooking, the Illustrated Treasury of Cooking. And I love how colorful these are. So the other thing, as I'm just going to kind of flip through this a little bit, but the other thing that I really wanted to stay true to was the era, okay? And I really wanted to stick with like 40s, 50s, maybe late 30s. And in the ephemera and the books and fabric and just the general feeling of it. I'm just very attracted to that, that era. And I have a lot of stuff that kind of goes along with that, you know, age. So then there's this other one. Oh, what was the name of it? I can't remember, but I'm going to show it to you. Some of the cookbooks are not from that era, but I think they have kind of a cool feeling anyways. I think they're like early 60s is the newest. But you know, I picked out, I mean, I love all of these cookbooks because they're, well, they're all different, but they each have something that they bring to the table, you know. You know, on some of them it was because there was a lot of handwriting in them, or you know, just the texture of the paper or the illustrations, or you know, things like that, different things. This one I liked the formatting, I like the size of the pages. I love the illustrations in this one. These are just awesome. You know, like I said, just for different reasons. But so it's the McCall's cookbook. And then yeah, so you're gonna get at least one signature out of each one. This one is really cool, the American People's Cookbook, and it's got a lot of illustrations in it too. And that's kind of what I really am attracted to when I'm looking at cookbooks for a journal, is illustrations. I just think it makes them more interesting, you know. And I think this is probably the newest book. Anyway, so then I pulled the flyleaf out of all of them, and like the front and the back. And so then you're gonna get two different ones from two different books. Okay, so it's not from this one or from this one. So trying to just really mix them up. I don't know if I'm making any sense, you guys. I'll get in the groove here in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to just set this aside for now, and then I'm not going to worry about tying it up. So anyways, you're going to get the empty binder, and then you're going to get another cookbook cover, okay? And then you're also going to get a Golden Book Encyclopedia of Natural Science. And I included one of these because I was going to just go through them and just pull pages out of them, you know, that I thought would be useful, right? And so even though we're using a cookbook, I'm still kind of going on like a farmhouse, schoolhouse kind of theme, right? So work with me, because I don't do themes very often, but you know, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm working on it. So anyways, you're gonna get one of these natural science books. I decided to just go ahead and use the whole book because I thought, well, you know what, you could make another journal out of this, you know. So really, you got 3 book covers that you could work with in these kits. And the paper in these books is just amazing. It's super thick and cottony and yummy, and they're all full color, and they just have awesome images, you know what I mean? So even though that's not really farmhouse, schoolhouse themed, I think it's important to make your journal kind of well-rounded and add in other types of subject matter and stuff, even if you are, you know, working within some kind of a theme. Anyway, so I'm really leaning more towards the kind of schoolhouse type of idea, okay? So this is the first kind of pack of paper that I pulled out. This is basically where I started, was with paper. I burned myself. Can you see it? And I cut myself right there. Okay, so here's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get 3 of these sheet music like pamphlets, okay? And these are all from the 1940s, okay? So this one, here's the ones that are in there. So these are just really, really cool to use for, you know, for like pockets, or if you want to make tags out of them, that kind of thing. And just beautiful illustrations on these. And I love like the backs of them. I love how they have the music kind of printed like smaller, you know, and they usually have some kind of frame and stuff around them, right? So anyways, so you're gonna get 3 of those. And then I have this other book of sheet music that I just love the texture of the paper. It's like super, super soft, and it's like silky soft, and it's nice heavy paper. And you know, you could do anything you wanted to do with this paper, you know. If you were to glue 2 of these together, it would be amazing for tags. So some sheet music, because I don't know, I just feel like you have to have sheet music in a junk journal. Okay, and then I have a huge stack of vintage wrapping paper. And so I just went through it and I pulled out anything that I thought was kind of 40s, 50s-ish, right? I mean, I don't know exactly when a lot of this wrapping paper was made, but you definitely recognize 60s and 70s, and so I tried to kind of stay away from that, although I'm sure that's probably when a lot of it was made. I decided, okay, I'll just kind of go with like florals and stuff. Sorry, I needed a sip of coffee. Anyway, so this is like a, it's actually flocked wrapping paper, okay? Yeah, teal blue. I'm just going to flip through this wrapping paper really quick. And these were all full sheets that I cut down into 6 squares. So a lot of it is kind of kids themed, but you know, whatever, doesn't matter. I really just like the colors mostly. So for the most part, they're like a single square, although this one is double because I had 2 sheets of this. So it has these little lambs. And then mostly, like I said, mostly like florals. Okay. I don't know why they're all upside down. And, you know, I mean, I don't know. They don't, I'm sure they're not from the 40s, but, or even the 50s, but that's okay. That's okay. This is just plain pink. It's kind of like matte. I thought it was pretty, though. So, lots of wrapping paper. This is really cool. I think that's really pretty. So this can be used as pages. You know, it's durable enough to use as pages, or, you know, you could tear it up and use it in collaging on tags or on your pages or whatever. Lots of different ways you can use wrapping paper. It makes great envelopes too. Okay, and then this is a typing textbook from 1951. Okay, so I pulled a signature and a few pages out of that. And then there's some textbook pages. This is a math book. I don't know, I did 4 or 5 pages out of that math book. And then this is some maps out of a kid's atlas. And then some popular mechanics pages, and I don't know, I love popular mechanics and popular science and all those. I don't know, they just seem so industrial, and definitely I don't know, farmy. Anyway, so I gave you a few signatures out of a couple of different books. Well, they're actually magazines, right? But they're just cool because they tell you like how to do all kinds of stuff, and they're for people that like to fix things themselves and make things, and you know, I mean, you get the idea. They're so 50s, so 40s and 50s, you know. So you get a number of those, and those are pretty durable too. And then one thing I always think about when I think about like the 40s and 50s and like home and what people did, you know, how did they spend their time and that kind of stuff, is they traveled a lot. And I guess maybe I get that from my mom, you know, being that she grew up in that era. And so, you know, I know that her and her parents, and her sisters, they traveled a lot. And so I guess maybe that's where I get that from. But it just seemed like it was a time of like people taking vacations together, you know, and I don't know. Anyways, so I have this collection of placemats from different like hotels and restaurants and stuff. And so yeah, so that's a placemat from the Desert Caravan Inn, and that is still actually here, that's in Spokane. And then this is a map of California. It's like a it's more of like a map of like the forest area, I think. It's like an access map or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, it's not a street map. And then these are some, this is from like a city directory. Not from Spokane, but yeah, this book is really old. This is both phones 99. So I don't know. I guess that was their phone number. Yeah, phone 66. I don't remember the date on this book, but it's just really cool paper. I think it was early 40s. And this is one of the dividers from the city directory. And then this is a book about oh, some kind of technical book. I think it's like, I can't remember. It has all these formulas and like about tension and compression, and I don't know. I like these I just like this kind of stuff. Because we were still computing on paper, right? We weren't doing things on computers. We were doing it on paper, and so that's why I like this kind of stuff, because it's just a reminder that this is how we used to solve problems, was on paper with all of these, you know, formulas and computing, you know. But we did it by hand with a pencil and a slide rule, you know. So anyways, I included some math pages. And then this is a page from an English book. These are just some textbooks and stuff like that. This is from a French dictionary. It's all in French. So this was like a little section that was in the dictionary that was in pink. It's the only little section that was in pink. It was like one signature. And I just thought it was really pretty. And it's French, you know. It's cool. And then, oh, this is like a trigonometry textbook. Really cool for collaging, I think. And then this is a kid's math book. And this is from some kind of like mechanical engineering book. Some more sheet music. I can't remember. Oh, it's just one sheet. That's why it's not. I was trying to open it because it's real thick paper. This is about car repair, transmission, wheels. Here's a couple other pages from the French dictionary. And I just wanted to include these because they're just really pretty, and it's kind of fun to have different, like, I think, like, contrasts in a journal. So, and this is just a regular old dictionary, but it's from like 1935, I think. And then I have a whole bunch of books on scouting. Boy Scouts, Webelos, Girl Scouts. I didn't pull any of the Girl Scouts ones because I only have a couple of those, but I have a whole bunch of Boy Scouts books. And so I pulled out a whole bunch of pages from a couple of different ones. Well, I guess this one's Cub Scouts. But I just think this was like the height of that era. Was kind of like the height of Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts and, you know, Girl Scouts and brownies and stuff. I mean, I know that they still exist now, but I don't know. It just seems like it was a more almost like a wholesome kind of time. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I just think that Boy Scouts are kind of wholesome and American, you know. What is this from? Oh, this is an almanac. These are just pages from an almanac from 1939. Yeah. And then, oh, and then I have a thing for these, like cookbook pamphlets. And Patty actually sent me a whole bunch of them recently, and so I took some of those apart and used some of the pages in these. And then this is an ortho book about gardening from 1948. This is from another cookbook or cooking pamphlet. And yeah, and I just love some of the images. Just because the color is always off, right? Like the color is always shifted somehow. Just different types of recipes. And oh, and then there's this one from Electrolux vacuums. So it's like a how to use your Electrolux vacuum cleaner. And then I had a couple of old TV guides. I think these are 1954. So yeah, these are really cool. I mean, if you ever wondered what was on TV back then, this will tell you. And then it's neat because there's always all of this like entertainment stuff in it, like advertising and usually like articles and stuff like that about, you know, celebrities or whatever. So yeah, I took apart two TV guides from 1954 and split the pages amongst all 6 kits. Some more cooking pamphlets. This is a repair manual for a Ford F-350. I can't remember the year, but I know it was like, I think it was late 50s, maybe early 60s. A repair manual. So the idea is just, you know, it's a junk journal. So, you know, why wouldn't you have just a repair manual for your truck laying around that you could just, you know, take notes on? Some more cooking pamphlets. And then I have this book. It was like a 4-H book. And, I just thought it was cool because 4-H was another thing that was a big deal, you know, in the country. And if you lived on a farm, you know, kids were involved in 4-H and they, you know, took care of animals and learned animal husbandry. So they would raise, you know, a cow or a pig or a chicken or whatever, and they would have a competition. And I mean, I was never in 4-H, and I don't know everything about it, but I know that's kind of like the gist of it. So I thought that was kind of cool. This is a calendar from Hallmark for 1947. I think these were, I don't know if people bought those or if they just had them on the counter in the store and you could just pick one up. But anyway, so each kit got a page out of that. And this is a page from a Singer sewing machine, like owner's manual. That's what it was. So here's another page from that. So I just split the pages out amongst all 6 kits. from all of those little pamphlets. So then this is a like a pamphlet on Rockefeller Center in, you know, Radio City. And then these are actually a couple of pages that I was going to make into pocket pages in a different journal at one point. And I just pulled these out because I like the advertising that's on them. These are ladies' home journals from what year? Yeah, 1949. So these are some old magazines. And then this is some wallpaper that it's, you know, it probably is 60s, but that's okay, you know. Close enough. But anyway, so they're just those kind of prints, right? And kind of neutral. I love using these in like my tags and in collage and that kind of stuff. I think they're pretty cool. So I gave you quite an assortment and some different sizes, you know, to get you a little bit more variety. I cut some of the larger pieces down and split them up. So I don't know, there's probably about 20 pages or 20 pieces of wallpaper here. Something like that. Oh, this is another one of those pocket pages. I think this is so funny. Only Zenith Television brings you the giant circle screen. It's like magic. Oh, and then each kit has a whole pamphlet, like some kind of pamphlet. All different kinds of subjects, right? So this one has a Sunbeam Mixmaster pamphlet. And then these are just a couple of pages from a kid's writing workbook from elementary school, probably more like 5th grade or fourth or 5th grade or something like that. They're writing in cursive and what, you know. This is just a little flyer about a 1959 Edsel. And then there's just a bunch of different types of ephemera. Oh, and then I split out all of the covers for the pamphlets. I just kind of dealt them out amongst all 6 kits. So each kit has at least one cover from the cooking pamphlets, or the Electrolux one, or whatever, you know. So I think I wound up splitting up about maybe 8 or 10 pamphlets. And then I've got a bunch of vintage readers, kids reading books that I am going to make into some journals. But I'm not going to be able to use all the pages from those in those journals. So I've gutted them, and I decided to share some of the pages from those readers into these kits. Okay, so there's 9 different readers, and then so you have at least a couple of pages from each one in each kit. Okay, each bundle. So just, you know, all kinds of different types of stories and different reading levels too. Some of them were like, you know, for like 1st and 2nd grade, and some for like 4th and 5th grade. So just a little bit different. Okay, so that's the first paper pack. We've got a lot more to go, guys. A lot more. Let's look at a fabric pack, and then we'll go and we'll look at the rest of the paper stuff. Okay, so that'll be all bundled up by itself. And then here's the fabric. So it's quite a pile, huh? quite a pile. And then there's trims and stuff too, but let me just kind of go through this and show you what's in here. So I have this quilt. I just thought it was beautiful. I love the colors. Super, super soft. It was actually not in terribly bad shape, but I just couldn't resist. I had to cut it up. And there's the backing. So again, this is probably not 40s or 50s, but we can use our imagination and just kind of pretend, right? So I had a coverall. This is old. These coveralls are from this vintage shop that's here in Spokane. Actually, it's the same place where I got this quilt, but it's like an antique mall, but more of like a, I don't know, more of like an upscale kind of antique mall. And a lot of the stuff that they have is, I think, overpriced, but you know, definitely not prices that I would pay. But sometimes I find things that really aren't too bad, and I can usually find some really cool stuff. So anyways, I got this coveralls and I don't know, I just love the fabric. I just think it's cool. It's grungy, and I mean, this is like, you know, maybe your husband wore this every day out on the farm, you know what I mean? Or your dad or your grandpa or something. Anyway, so I just gave you a piece of the coveralls. It's like just a random piece, you know, like this is the front left side of the top part, you know. You may get like the back bottom, you know, pocket, pant leg or something, you know, but you're going to get some of that fabric. And then just some seersucker. This is like a pink and white. I guess I could kind of show you how large the pieces are. I'm not going to measure them because I didn't measure them when I was cutting them, and I, you know. So this is the same, but it's just blue. And then, there's this piece of red and, like, I don't know, I want to say beige gingham. And then this is like a navy blue. And then there's also the green. Okay, so you get red, blue, and green gingham. And then here's another one that's red. And yet another one that's red. So these are new fabrics, but I think they definitely have a vintage quality to them. And I picked these up because I thought they would be really cool in these kits, but also because I want to use them in those other journals. So, and I love this. I thought this was awesome. Look at this. So cool. And it's, you know, it's manufactured, it's machine stitched and stuff. But it's still really cool. I love it. And then this is just a piece of really super soft cotton fabric from some pajamas. Like, excuse me, I got them at the thrift store, and I just cut them apart because I just like the fabric, and I thought this was a really pretty pattern on here. So, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to fold these kind of like together like that. And then, this isn't old either, but it is definitely, vintage style. This is half of a, dishcloth. Okay. And I picked these up because I was actually going to use them as dishcloths, and then I was like, well, and this is just some white cotton fabric that is actually from a vintage sheet. And then this is not old either, but I still thought it was cool because, you know, the farm and the schoolhouse, the farmhouse, and the cow print. You know what I'm saying? I still had some of that cow print fabric. And then there's this blue gingham that is a larger print. So this is a pretty big piece. I think this was actually a shower curtain. And so I just cut it up. And yeah, thought this kind of fit the bill, right? Okay, and then, oh, this is some fabric that I got from Patty recently. I thought this was perfect. This definitely goes with that kind of style. Look at those desserts. Speaking of desserts, oh my gosh. My mom made this chocolate orange, like, torte or something last night. Yeah, that's what I had for dinner. It was amazing. And then here's some green ticking. Green and white. Ticking fabric, ticking cloth. And this is what, you know, would be used to make like mattresses or pillows, you know. Typically it's like a really durable fabric, and it's most commonly in this type of pattern. Sometimes it's in a little bit different stripy kind of variation, but almost always something very similar. This is from a vintage tablecloth. I just love the way that they age these cotton tablecloths. They just get so soft and super pretty. This, I'm not sure how old this fabric is, but I thought it was really pretty, and it's almost like, it feels like a rayon kind of. It's real soft and real like flowy and kind of drapey. So it might even make a really cool like a closure. Okay, and then this is just some pretty cool like green and red and cream fabric with like a rose motif or stripe. This is actually fabric I got from Selena. I thought I was going to use it. You know, I saved some, so I still might, but I really like that kind of brown neutral type of thing. It's just some floral quilting fabric and some more floral quilting fabric. I just thought they were pretty, and you know, I thought they would look nice with these journals, you know. And this is just a really pale, pretty pink. This is actually a piece of upholstery fabric in a plaid. Kind of cool. This was rescued from somewhere. I think I got this from Patty too. But yeah, nice colors, huh? And that's upholstery fabric. This is actually a piece of a hammock that I cut apart, and this super, super soft. It's really, really soft fabric. Even before I washed it, it was really soft. And then here's another piece of ticking cloth. This is a little bit heavier than that green one was. Yeah. And I have a fabric add-on pack that I'm going to put in my shop that has the red ticking cloth in it. And like some chenille and some more like quilt fabric and stuff like that. I'm going to keep it as an add-on, like it's basically a separate like item. if you decide that you need more fabric for this kit. And this is also another tablecloth with some strawberries and pears and cherries all growing on the same tree. Anyway, okay, so that is the fabric pack. Plenty of fabric for probably 10 journals at least. So that's, you know, this is almost like a stash builder type of kit, you know. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Like, it's pretty well rounded, and there's a lot in it. So it would actually be a good, like, you know, just a stash builder. Okay, so now it's getting interesting. Okay, so in this second bag, this is where my inspiration for the like farmhouse, schoolhouse idea kind of came from. I found these flashcards, and yeah, these are old, you guys. These are from 1909. And look at how aged they are. I mean, they're just, oh, they're just yummy. So I got a whole bunch of them, and I feel really lucky that they found me. So I'm sharing some with you guys in these kits. It's just a brown paper seed bag. And these are some recipe cards from a restaurant. Or intended for a restaurant, I should say. Because they're like massive quantities. Like, I mean, okay, maybe not massive, but like way more than just for like a family. Yeah, because like this recipe calls for 11 ounces of eggs. 12 pounds. I don't know. Oh, so it's for blueberry muffins, so it calls for 1 pound, 8 ounces of blueberries for the recipe. So yeah, so these are like restaurant size, you know, recipes. Cornmeal muffins, you know, so I don't even remember where I got these from, but, so you're going to get like 4 or 5 of those, and then a couple of like oversized, index cards. These are not old, but, I thought they were cool and useful. They're kind of neat because they do go in a binder, but then they're like a flip out page, you know. So those could be definitely grunged up and altered somehow to fit into the theme, you know, of the pack, right? And then this is it's like a scrapbook that I kind of just disassembled, and you know, it's intended for like a photograph, and then, you know, to journal about it. I need another sip of coffee. 1 second. Boy, I hope this is recording. Excuse me. Okay, and then some, this is from a steno book. Notebook. This is just some note paper with a flower design on it. I thought it was kind of cool. Might be kind of cool to coffee dye it. And then I've done some avocado dyeing and some tea dyeing lately. And so these were out and meaning not put away in the drawer. And so I thought I would just add some of this stuff to the kit. Those are avocado dyed. These are actually, no, these are avocado dyed also. And any of the envelopes, for the most part, they are not sealed anymore. Here's another larger envelope. This is avocado dyed as well. Actually, you know what? These are tea dyed. Sorry. These are tea dyed. And these are avocado dyed. You can see the difference. This is avocado dyed as well. This is a policy envelope. These are not intact anymore either. So the cool thing about that is that you can alter these. You know, you can do a lot of different things with these. You can embellish them, and you know, you could even leave them to be able to open like that if you want. Or you can, you know, fold it in half and use it in a signature. You could stitch it to a page like that and then seal the envelope back up. All kinds of possibilities. And then this is just some ledger paper. This ledger is not extremely old, but I think it was like early 50s. Same with this one. And it's just beautiful paper. It's just really nice and durable, thick paper. This is some graph paper that I tea dyed, and it's only graph on one side. So that's cool. And then this is some avocado dyed paper. This is not just copy paper. This is like some kind of, you know, I don't know, fancy writing paper. But it does have a watermark. Like if you hold it up to the light, you can see it says, what does it say? It says cotton 25%. So it's definitely got a cotton content. But it's, I don't know, when you feel it, you'll see what I mean. It's like kind of a neat, well, I guess I haven't really said anything, but it just has a different texture. It's kind of a cool texture, and it's really durable paper, but it's not overly thick. It's not onion skin paper, but it's like right along those lines. Like it's right up there with onion skin, I'd say. And onion skin is actually pretty durable paper, believe it or not, considering like what it's gone through. Yeah, so these are all avocado dyed. And then there's some tea dyed. I think there's 5 sheets of that. And then I only had enough to do 4 sheets of the tea dyed. And yeah. And this is actually 24-pound copy paper. So it's very durable. It's real sturdy paper, you know. And then I am going to be working on my February monthly minis here pretty soon. Probably this evening I'll start on them. And I wanted to do some avocado dyed file folders. So that's what I did. And I included one of them in each of these kits. And then this is some tea dyed ledger paper. None of it's been written on. It's all blank. But yeah. So oops, I forgot to tell you. These are double pages. So you actually get like 10 pages of those. All right, and then a blank ledger paper. Okay. That's not common coming from the Knights of Pythias, which is where all of those ledgers came from. All right, so that's the beginning of that paper pack. There's 2 more bags that kind of go along with it. And so just remember that, you know, all of the kits are the same, okay? They all have the same content. They're going to have different cards. They might have a different little book or something like that, right? But for the most part, they're the same. I had to switch computers. I had to start using my son Sammy's computer, because my computer decided that it hates me now, and it's broken. I can't even like get it to boot up. But anyway, so I had to upload, or I had to oh my gosh, it won't show me my pictures. There's something going on in the settings or something on it where I can open my camera, the software on my camera, or excuse me, my phone, on his computer, but I can't see the images. Like, all it shows me is just like the, you know, like data, like the little icon that, you know, there should be a picture there. Anyways, so I don't understand it. So it was really difficult to upload pictures to my listings today, because I couldn't see like what the pictures even were. I just kind of had to, you know, judge by like what order I had taken the pictures in. Anyways, I got it figured out. But so I didn't take 10 pictures of each listing is what I'm trying to say, because I had some technical issues this morning. Anyways, but the biggest difference in these packs is going to be the book covers and these ephemera packs, because these are all kind of different. But each one has, you know, generally the same types of items, right? Like this one has like this whole book of little mini postcards from Holland, you know. So it's just like a bunch of pictures of flowers, basically. And then like a coaster with a little deer on it. This is a letter. This is an old letter written on onion skin paper. 1945. I read the letter at one point. I don't remember what it says. This is just this little pamphlet. I don't want to rip it. I don't want to tear it. So I just like that image. It's gotten sealed shut somehow. Probably somebody spilled fruit juice on it or something. Anyway, see, it's kind of messed up, but that's okay. It's really pretty. I love the pictures. You know, some magazine subscription renewal forms. Oh, this is the Holy Sacrament of Baptism for Alice Levin. You know, ephemera. This is ephemera right here. Ephemera meaning, you know, something tangible that represents like an activity or a destination or something for only a moment in time. Like it's a temporary representation of that activity or place or whatever. So, you know, that's what ephemera really is. Like ephemera is not you know, a picture of a bird in a book. That's not ephemera. That's just a picture of a bird in a book. It becomes ephemera when it is actually representing something else, like a picture of a bird on, you know, like a concert ticket or something. Then it's ephemera, right? So it only represents that thing temporarily. So that's why, sorry, I know I'm getting all like, but when they say that something is ephemeral, right, it means that it's passing, like it's fleeting, it's temporary. And so we collect ephemera because it's representing these brief moments in time in the past, right? They're memories. So, like a receipt is ephemera. So this is a receipt from the fair store. You know, these Savor stamps. There's some S&H green stamps and stuff. These are ephemera. They're temporary. They represented an amount of money that, you know, somebody spent at the store, and, you know, they're temporary. So, yeah. Anyway, just in case anybody ever wondered, like, what does that really mean? What does ephemera mean? So this is a little, just a top value. This is just the cover. I've probably taken all the pages out of it, or somebody else took the pages out of it or something. But I just wanted you to have kind of a wide variety of these different types of saver stamps, because a lot of different grocery stores did these in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So you can see there's like, these are all different, probably grocery chains, right, that had a similar program. And so people saved these tickets in these books, and then they could purchase things with those full books of tickets. Like this right here is a certificate that represents 100 green stamps, okay, or the equivalent of one full book. So that's what you would do, is you would sit around at the kitchen table licking green stamps and sticking them into the book after your mom got home from the grocery store, and that was your job. So anyways, and then these are some receipts from a beer distributor. I happen to have a whole bunch of these that I got from Patty. Anyways, a bunch of those. And then a couple of pieces from, a couple pages from an old notebook, a very small notebook. Excuse me. This is a Valentine. I don't know when that was made, but it looks old to me. And I think this is a Valentine. No, this is a So Happy You're Better. Anyways, I just like these regardless of whatever the sentiment is. I like them just for the, you know, the digital, or not digital, for the, like the text and the design stuff. That's what I like. And for the images, like the butterflies and the flowers and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, she didn't even sign it that time. Thinking of you, and she didn't even say anything. And then the other thing that was huge in the 40s and 50s, 60s, 70s, even now, is bridge. Bridge was a big deal. People belonged to bridge clubs. They thought about bridge a lot. And so, and it was something that, you know, that's something that couples did together, right? Because, you know, to play bridge, you have to have a partner. And so I think that's really interesting. You know, I don't know, you know, too many people now that actually do that, but, you know, like a husband and wife would go to the bridge club and they would play bridge against other couples, and it was just, I don't know, like it just seems like something kind of cool that you know, a couple could do together that I don't know, help them kind of solidify their relationship a little bit, like in being allies, you know what I mean? Like anyways, but they took it very seriously. So, and I know that because my grandma was like a serious bridge player, and she got super mad if you didn't give her her quarter. Anyways, so this is just a little postcard image of a flower. It was like a booklet of pictures or something. I don't remember. This is from a children's book that was actually made out of canvas. So it's pretty durable, but this one was torn out. And I think there was some other images floating around my house somewhere. Just some images from Hawaii or something. And then here's another little pamphlet. And this is a thing about stenography. American wildlife glasses. Government employees insurance. Checks ephemera. You know, check stub ephemera. Then this is a ship. That's a temporary thing. If you're taking a trip on a cruise ship, it's not going to last forever. There we go. Alright, so this is from Admiral. They make and manufacture appliances. Well, they used to anyways. This is just an envelope from Stone Mountain. That would be in Georgia, I believe. And then here's a pamphlet from, oh, this is that Ford F350 pickup truck. Alright, so let's put this back in the bag, and then we'll look at this other pack. I told you this was going to take forever, but I do want you to see that there's a lot in here, you know, and I don't want to just skim through it. Okay, and I have a thing for flashcards. So, yeah, so you're gonna clean up in the flashcard department. So this is another one of those cards, the schoolhouse flashcards. And then this is a guest check that is very, very, very coffee dyed. And a couple of time cards that are coffee dyed. These are not coffee dyed. They look like they're coffee dyed, but they're not. That's the magic of them. That's the cool thing about them. Here's another flashcard from the schoolhouse. And then a couple more. Yep, all different sizes, right? So the idea was that, you know, you could make these into different sentences and things like that. Actually, I'm going to hold those out for a second. And then some math, vintage math flashcards. This is a recipe card. Another recipe card. And a currency envelope. And another currency envelope. It's actually coin too. Currency or coin. Come on, open. This is just a little paper bag. It's a seed bag is what it is. And it's been stitched at the bottom and mailed back to me. I wasn't, well, never mind. Some more flashcards. And yet some more flashcards. These are a couple of card catalog cards from a library, a law library specifically, a handwritten recipe card, a not handwritten recipe card, another flashcard, okay, I was going to get into like where this came from and stuff, but I don't want to get into it. I printed these from some old advertising. Look at little tiny flashcards. And then I just put in a couple pieces of this like heavier file folder paper, so you could make a couple of cards or a couple of tags with it, I should say. And then these are great for that too, for making into tags or journaling cards. These recipe cards, you know, and I don't know, I think they're neat because they have pictures of everything. So, all right, I'll keep this rubber banded. Okay, so that's basically what I'm calling the card pack. Oh, I was looking for the clear cellophane one, and there we go. Okay, so that comes in a popcorn bag. So you could actually make yet a fourth journal using the popcorn bag as a cover. Whoops, I forgot to mention these. There's a couple of these just paper bingo cards and some more flashcards. They're so thick. These are really heavy. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get these back in here. All right. Okay, and then okay, yeah, I went through those. I was just making sure. Okay. Hey, we're just cruising right along here. All right, and then each pack has some button cards. So you got 3 button cards in each pack, a package of snaps, and a package of hook and eye closures. Okay, just to kind of, you know, kick up the sewing theme a little bit. And you know, I have a bunch of sewing ephemera, so I wanted to, or sewing notions, I should have said. So I just kind of wanted to share some of those. And then these are some vintage patterns. These are generally 40s, 50s, the ones that I've used in these kits. And then I just added some additional like instructions from some other patterns where maybe I use the cover or something, and then, you know, have the rest of it, you know, hanging around. And then this little pack is so cute. I love this little pack. So this is all the little stuff, okay? So I picked up a bunch of these little tiny golden books a couple weeks ago, and they are just freaking adorable. So yeah, look at, oh, this is kind of rusted, the staple. It's the only thing that is holding this together is 2 little staples. So a book after my own heart. A couple different sizes of these little Denison-like labels. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the screen. Yeah, so a couple more sizes there. And then there's a color slide. And then, oh, this is a ration stamp. I think there's like 3 or 4 ration stamps. Yeah, there's 3 in each one of these little packs. Okay. And a little bingo card reproduction. And then I included some pictures of my family. So, you know, I can copy those as much as I want, right? Yeah, and I shared some with you. So there's 3. And then I shared some of my family. And then 2 tickets, some genuine airmail stickers. I don't know what this is, but yeah, it's old. It's an old card. And this is from some kind of game. Yeah, I don't know what the game is. It doesn't say on the card. And two more games, or two pieces of money from some game. I don't know what the game is, though. It's not Monopoly. And then some price tags. Sorry if I'm getting delirious, you guys. A couple of bridge tally cards. A couple of, what do you call them? Rolodex cards. And then some little mini playing cards. Okay. There's like all different ones. I didn't know you had that many mini playing cards. I mean me. Oh boy. Okay, and then this is like a old maid card or something. I'm not sure. Just old cards, playing cards, different games, things like that. Lots of playing cards. But this game, Flinch, I don't know. We've seen it a lot. Any other different games? Yeah, this game. Yeah, I don't know how to play it or whatever. Anyways, different cards. And then a couple of coat check tickets. Yeah, there's a bunch of different cards and stuff, though. It's hard talking to yourself for an hour, you know? Just saying. Okay. Especially when you get distracted. Okay. This was so fun, putting all this little stuff together, though. But I tell you what, I could have just kept going. I could have just, I could have put together so much more stuff. So much more. But we'll see how these do, you know? I mean, it's definitely time consuming. Whoops, I forgot the little book. It's definitely time consuming to pull the stuff out and, you know, get it all together and you know, take pictures and all that stuff too. And then a little bag of buttons, vintage buttons. I don't know, probably about an ounce or so. And then last thing is the trims and ribbons and stuff. So yeah, it's quite a little pile there, right? So you're gonna get a couple pieces of blanket binding, and what I like to do with this is I like to just get it wet and open it up and then kind of wrinkle it up and let it dry. Excuse me, it makes a really cool ruffle. Or you could make it into a ruffle like this. But either way, it's really super soft and pretty. Couple of pieces of eyelet trim. There's white, or excuse me, that's teal green or whatever, and white, and then purple. And then some of these like rosette trims. Okay, so there's like 3 big flowers, and then, whoops, this little red one. And there's some pink. And I think I did the white, yeah. And there's the white. Okay. And then you get this little kind of like peachy colored, really pretty little trim. And some green lace. This goes under here. And this pretty little ruffled trim. And then you get a piece of green, a piece of red, and a piece of yellow rickrack. Okay? Because I think that just goes with the whole thing. And then this really pretty little white and pink piece of trim. And this white, it's almost like pom-pommy, but it's flat. And then this red, like, gingham ribbon, ruffle. And then it's just some lace. Just a couple pieces of lace. These are about 18 inches long. I'm gonna put those under there. And then some blue lace trim. Stay folded. Okay. And then this is just a really pretty little pale pink piece of lace trim. And then like a real pale yellow also. Those are really cute as like tag toppers, like for a small tag. And then I have, a lot of you guys have seen this before. This, this was like a rug actually, that like a handmade rug. And so I've been kind of cutting it apart, and it's put together like in a spiral with these little triangle shapes, right? So I've been just kind of slowly disassembling it and, you know, sharing little bits of it here and there. So I decided to share a piece of the reddish orange, the red and orange, and the blue and green with you guys. So you're going to get a piece of each one in there. Okay, so I think that is it for kit number 1. Geez, that only took, what, an hour and a half? I don't even see a timer on this software. I have no idea how long my video is. Let me seal this back up. And then I'll just kind of quickly show you the binders and the books that are in the other 5 of the kits, okay? I'll do it quick. There really is not much difference, other than like the flashcards, like there's different equations on them and stuff, but, and then those ephemera packs, but you can kind of see like what's in them on those, on the, you know, on the listings. So it's really hard to know, like, from a picture, right? But, you know, that's all we can do. I can't make a 4-hour video just showing you ephemera, right? Okay. And this is all going to come in a large priority box. A large priority mail box, okay? So it's going to be flat rate shipping, and you'll have to go visit my shop to see what the deal is on that, okay? Alright, so that's kit number 1. So number 2, so the pictures of the kits in the listings, kit number 1 is just like a picture of the whole kit, like all laid out. Kit number 2 is the thumbnail picture, is the books that I used in the kit. Okay, so that's how it is for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's how you can tell, you know, the different kits is by the thumbnail. Because that's the only thing that changes really is the books. So this one has a natural science book, a Betty Crocker's cookbook, and it's just the cover, okay? This is a 5-ring binder. And then this really old American Woman's cookbook, and it's just the cover here. Okay, so it's, you know, it needs some TLC, but it's really a cool cover. It's got kind of almost like a 3D kind of thing going on, like a, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to open up all of these packs of ephemera in, I don't know, I just think it's nice to leave a little bit to surprise, right? So, I mean, this is the ephemera pack. So, you know, it's just more of the same stuff. It's just a little bit slightly different, you know, like little receipts and things like that. So that was number 2, the Betty Crocker and stuff. And then, so I had 2 of these, of this book. So this is kit number 3. So it's going to have the Illustrated Treasury of Cooking binder, but this is a 3-ring binder. Okay, so if you have a 3-ring punch, this might be nice. And then another Golden Book Encyclopedia of Natural Science, and then the American Woman's Cookbook cover. Okay, and that's kit number 3. Not going to get into the ephemera. It's just, you know, it's cool. That's all we need to know. And then the Golden Book Encyclopedia of Natural Science for this kit. And then this one has A Better Homes and Gardens. This is a 3-ring binder, though. Okay. This was a really old binder. This is from 1946. And then a McCall's Cookbook cover. Okay. So this is kit number 4. Yeah, I thought I was going to be able to get away with a medium flat rate box on this. No such luck. And then Good Housekeeping Cookbook cover. Okay. And then the Complete Family Cookbook binder cover, 3-ring binder. Okay. And then this is the Natural Science book that comes with it. I love those mushrooms on the front. You could do like a woodland journal or something with that. That would be really cool. If somebody wanted to do that, that would be really cool. And then this is the Natural Science book that comes with kit. Oh, that was kit number 5 that I just showed you. This is number 6, okay? And then this one comes with the Better Homes and Gardens Cookbook cover, 3-ring binder, okay? This is super old, you guys. This is like 1938 on this one. So this one is very old, very vintage. And then the American People's Cookbook, okay, cover. So, I mean, you can kind of tell just looking at the pictures that, you know, these are 40s and 50s, you know. Once you've seen enough of that kind of photography, you recognize it pretty easily. So, okay. So that is, yeah, that is it. I think I did pretty good. Yeah. So, I don't think I need to edit this video. I don't think so. Well, maybe, but I don't know how anyway, so I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna upload it and, you know, whatever. So yeah, so go check those out in my shop, and I'm gonna get those other, I have those other fabric packs. I need to take pictures of them and stuff and get them uploaded. And then, so if you're interested in like chenille or some extra like quilting fabric, not quilting fabric, I mean like quilt top, where, you know, let me just show you really quick. So I'm going to be listing these additional quilt or fabric packs, okay? So they've got like these are hankies. There's like 3 or 4 hankies in each one. Some lace, some dotted Swiss, and then chenille. There's pink and green and purple and all different colors of chenille. And then some just like Battenberg lace, cotton, some doilies, lace tablecloth, napkins, fabric, some more quilt pieces. This is quilt top, more quilt top. This is a book spine cover that I didn't use. Some quilt, the rest of the ticking, not the rest of the ticking, I meant the red ticking. I meant to say the other color. And then some vintage, like sheets, you know, pieces. And then another like large piece of, a quilt. Okay, an old quilt. So these are the, you know, that's the basic idea of the fabric like add-on packs. I say add-on because initially I was going to make this part of the junk journal kit also, but it was just too much. Like, it was just way too much fabric. And so I figured, you know, if you want more quilt top, or if you want some chenille or the vintage sheets or whatever, you can get the add-on pack. Okay. And if it's not listed in my shop, when you go look at the kits and you're interested in it, just send me a message and I can get something to happen for you. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go now. I love you, and I will see you on the 10th of February to start on our popcorn journals. Okay. Love you guys. Take care. Bye for now.